Welcome back to Live with RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia, brought to you by SciTech Nutrition. Visit SciTechNutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we're here today with a good friend of the show, IFBB 212 Pro, the Boston Mass himself, Jose Raymond. Welcome.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Do you have any Schlitz beer? I'm in the mood. I just did a lot of interviews. I need a brew.
Oh, I would love one. I got about 10 days before that one happens.
You see, what you should have done, Jose, is you should have had the Schlitz beer, and you should have been swigging it back on the show, even if there would have been water in there, just to kind of mess with your competitors' heads, you know?
Yeah. Well, anyone that saw me at Flex's wedding knows I'm not afraid to tip them back.
How was that wedding? I have to ask.
Awesome. Beautiful. We had a blast. That was my last. Flex plays the head games. He's, because Guy wouldn't have a single drink. He's like, Guy won't have a drink with me. You're gonna have some drinks. I'm like, damn right I am. So I end up getting sloshed.
He's saying it makes you better when you're drunk. He's actually enhancing your physique rather than making it worse.
Exactly. I was shredded the next morning.
Levrone he swore by alcohol back in the day. He would drink alcohol right up to the day of the show.
Sure, there's a time and a place for everything.
You got to make a weight class though, so you can't be messing around too much.
Yeah, that's the only problem. I'm down almost 30 pounds since his wedding.
Wow. When was the wedding?
It was July 23rd.
Matt, you lost that much weight that fast?
Yeah.
Shit.
It was bad.
I thought you were staying in shape all year. I thought that was the plan.
It was, but I got married. There's a lot to cover here. I had knee surgery, as you know, and I ended up putting on a lot of weight, unnecessary weight. I was on a 3-week honeymoon.
For 3 weeks.
We did the Mediterranean cruise, France, Italy.
Weeks?
Malta, Turkey. Yep.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Jose. I don't think I could vacation for 3 weeks. I don't think I'm capable of letting go enough to do nothing for 3 weeks. I think I would go out of my mind.
I would never do it again, I'll tell you that. Yeah, way too much. I couldn't wait to get home.
Yeah, a week is enough, I think.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I bet the wife probably liked it, though, right?
She liked it. We had fun. We made the best of it. But, then you start thinking about stuff that's going on at home. And, shit, I got to start prepping for the Olympia. I got to start training. I didn't train on the ship. And you can't train on a boat, And just eating. The food got nasty after a while. I actually like my clean food once I'm eating that garbage for weeks at a time.
Yeah, people don't realize, when I go on these trips, I try to eat clean. I enjoy. People say, "Why are you eating so clean?" I'm like, "You don't have to. You got a good metabolism." I'm like, I enjoy it. I feel good when I eat clean, and that's why I do it. I mean, people don't get it. I think that people think that like it's a curse to have to eat, good quality foods.
No, you nailed it though. You feel so much better when you're eating clean.
What's it like being married now? I mean, you've always been the single, bachelor type of guy,
It's good. It's good. We're helping each other out. She helps me a lot with my prep, and she's just a good down-home Italian girl that's she's been with me for almost 3 years now, so she's got the whole gig down, and it's been really good. She travels around the world with me. She'll go to Korea with me after the Olympia. I'm going to Australia after Korea for a guest appearance, and we she loves it. She competes in bikini too, so she gets it. It's been good.
And she doesn't think you're living the selfish lifestyle. She doesn't give you that bullshit.
Of course, but she gets it at the end of the day when I pay the bills.
True. You're a hard worker. I always said you're a hard worker. We've talked about this before. A lot of these guys can't hold jobs. They have to live the bodybuilding lifestyle. You work, you train people. Matter of fact, you're guest posting this weekend, 1 week out from the Olympia, less than a week out from the Olympia. Who the hell would do that in that lineup? Only you.
Yeah, I love it. I'm doing the Med City Classic, it's called, in Minnesota. It's promoted by IFBB pro Christine Bongiovanni. Yep. So it's 1 week out. The way I figure it, as I told you before, I get better as I travel. if I do a show the next week, I'm always better. So I think I'm going to be great. I think why skip that opportunity to make some money.
I say make as much money as you can. You'll make more money guest posing than you will at the Olympia probably.
Yeah.
Talk about that T-shirt you got on. Show us. Stand up a little bit. Show us the T-shirt. It says no Cinco.
Oh.
Is that in reference to Flex Lewis trying to win his 5th title?
It is. It is. I had these specially made right here. These are very expensive, and these are for my Spanish-speaking fans as well.
No, it looks like you drew it in a crayon.
Well, that's a special font. You have to order that and pay extra. But yeah, I'm putting an end to this strive for 5 nonsense he's putting all over the place.
Oh, is that what does he think he's Muhammad Ali now? All of a sudden?
Huh?
What does he think he's Muhammad Ali with these quaint sayings he's got?
Exactly. I gotta put a rest to it. The way I figured it, Guy did an interview recently. He said he beats Flex in half the poses. So if Guy beats Flex in half the poses, that means I gotta beat him in at least 3/4 of the poses. So I'm taking his ass out.
There you go. Are you impressed with the way Flex Lewis has been looking recently? I've seen some pretty nasty pictures of him online. Now, obviously, online photos don't mean anything. It's what you look like on stage. But are you impressed? I mean, you have a good eye for this stuff.
Flex always impresses me. He's, it's going to be more of the same, though. You can't grow, get huge, and still get under the weight. So it is what it is. If I got better from last year, if I come in fuller and harder and he looks the same, then the math would tell you that I could beat him. Doesn't mean I'm going to, but yeah, he had zero room to improve. The guy was, he's a lot taller than me. He's like 3 inches taller than me. He's at the limit. Those pictures you saw, he was probably about 217. So he can only get worse from there. I'm not overly impressed by photos. I'm impressed by Flex, the man, but the photos do nothing for me. They're all filtered to shit anyway. I see pictures of myself in the morning every day, and they're pretty impressive too. So let's rock and roll in a week and a half and see what happens.
Let me ask you this question. This year, the weigh-in is on Wednesday. You guys don't get on stage until Friday night, which means that people that have trouble making weight normally, not you, will have an advantage, won't they, a little bit?
Well, the only person it's going to give an advantage to is Flex. Because it gives him 2 days to fill out. Now, last year and the year before, weigh-ins were Thursday, right before Meet the Olympians. Why did they move it to Wednesday? Yeah, you know damn well why. The truth of the matter is, we got all weigh in. Hopefully he eats tons and tons of carbs and he's got a belly where I don't need a lot of carbs. Chris is going to have me on, go have a cup of rice. Go have, maybe a little bit have a rice cake. That's about all I'll have. So I'll have a vacuum. I'll have a nice tight waist. Hopefully him and Eduardo and Hide eat themselves to death.
Yeah, it also will help Hide, obviously, because he's a taller competitor and weighs more. So, I don't know why they can't consistently have the weigh-in it should be 24 hours before. They should they should say, when are these guys going to be on stage? We go back 24 hours. That's when they weigh in, and everyone is equal. And they should do the same thing every single year. Keep it consistent, because otherwise, I don't know. You don't know what to do.
Exactly. Dave, I'll go one step further. I say weigh him in right before you get on stage. Yeah,
right.
Then you're 12.
Right, because if you're going to be 212, you should be at 212 right before you step on stage. But I understand the danger in doing that, because if someone misses, then there's no time to really go back and fix yourself. So you got to, even 12 hours before wouldn't be a bad idea,
Yeah.
It is what it is. I guess we got to play better rules.
Here's the truth, Dave. I'll probably be 3 pounds lighter on stage than I weigh in. A guy like Flex or Eduardo or Hide will probably be 5 to 7 pounds heavier. So now you're talking almost a 10-pound difference on stage. I'm always lighter on stage than I am at weigh-in.
Now, Jose, at the Arnold Classic, you were arguably close to your best. I thought it was maybe your best, and you lost the show, at least on paper, to Hidetada Yamagishi. Was that a tough loss for you, knowing that you looked so good and you didn't come away with the win?
That was really tough because, a lot of the stuff I saw going on, I witnessed with my own eyes, Arnold sending a little courier up to the head judge's table. Like, how do you do that? I don't know what was said. I don't know anything, but I saw a young kid running back and forth between Arnold and the judge's table, which obviously tells me I don't like the short guy with the belly, I don't know what that means. And I don't, I would never, say that even Steve would listen to that. But if it's out of his hands, it's out of his hands. So yeah, it was a tough one to swallow. It was a tough, especially when I was, like you said, close to my best. And, when you turned around, not only did I beat him, but I smoked him, But, it kind of takes me back to the days of Musclemania, when Musclemania was a production and the NPC was a bodybuilding show. So the Olympia is a bodybuilding show and the Arnold is a production. So it's gonna go the way they want it to go, and the Olympia should go with the real bodybuilders.
Well, you've managed somehow at the plus 40 age that you are to improve your physique every time I see it out there. You get better, harder, more details, more muscle. On a muscle for muscle basis, I think you stack up next to Flex Lewis better than anyone in that lineup. And I'm sure that'll be the battle when the last two men standing will probably be you two. What does Jose Raymond need to do to beat Flex Lewis at this point? Does it come down to Flex having to come in a little bit off, or can you legitimately go in there and make enough improvements to actually dethrone this guy?
Listen, if Flex is the best he can be, I'm not afraid to say I'm not going to beat him. It's just how it is. I think I have certain things that are better than him, and I think I have fans that prefer my look over his. But in the whole scheme of things, he's near perfect, and or he's getting better. Like at displaying his physique, and more than anything, the kid's a winner. He knows how to win. He knows how to stand just a centimeter to the left to hide that, or just a centimeter to the right to look taller here. He's a champ because he knows how to win. In bodybuilding, there's a lot of little things you can do. And even if he doesn't look better than me, he, son of a bitch, knows how to pull it off, And that's a sign of a great champion. So what do I need to do? I need to hope that he gets a stomach ache or gets hit by a car on the way to the venue. Who knows? But I'm there to represent myself, to look and to put on a show for the fans, to be like, damn, Jose looks nuts, And if I look nutty enough, maybe I take the eyes off of Flex just enough to get me a nudge from a couple of the judges.
Can't you get some of the guys from Southie, to take him out on his way to the venue?
Oh, I got a couple. I got a couple people that be more than one. My wife is one of them. She's a city girl. She'd do it in a heartbeat.
That would be a great story, man.
Yeah.
Jose Raymond's wife takes out Flex Lewis.
Harding, Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, I got one more question for you. Kevin Levrone, I know you're a big bodybuilding fan. I know you're a Levrone fan. How do you think he'll do at the Olympia? And is this good for bodybuilding? You think it's a good move on his part to make the comeback?
Well, it's a no-brainer. It's a good thing. Everyone's talking about it. They're talking more about Kevin Levrone than Phil Heath, than Rami, than Sean Roden, So, hell yeah, that's a good thing. I personally can't wait to see it. I think he's going to look awesome. Anything over top 10 is going to be great. And it kills me to even say that because – if this were 15 years ago, we'd say he'd be fighting for the win without question. And it wouldn't surprise me if he is. I think some of the guys are just going to be too much. but it wouldn't surprise me if he sneaks in the top 6 or something like that. I'm excited for him. The guy's awesome, and it's a great example to be led, for the rest of us who I'll be 42 in December. And if my body holds up, I'm going to keep going, Dave. I'm going to keep competing as long as I'm relevant, as long as I'm competitive. If I get my ass whooped, then, it's time to go in a different direction. But as long as I'm competitive, I'm going to keep going. And that has been very motivating to see Kevin do it. Then I can do it too.
Who if you had to pick, if you were a betting man, for instance, who do you think will win the Olympia this year, the Open, the men's Open?
Oof. I had to bet my money, my hard-earned money. That's Phil. I would bet on Phil.
You really would put money down on Phil?
Yeah.
All right.
Because Phil is pissed. He's embarrassed of last year. He's embarrassed. If any year in his entire career he's got something to prove, it's right now. Because he looked like shit last year. He did, and he won, and he got a gift. He's the gift. And he needs to prove that he is worthy of all this shit. And I think he is. I think he's going to be huge, ripped, full, balloon, and he's gonna win. If he can't win, I think Rami is going to be nuts. I really do. I've had the honor of having a few sneak peek pitches of Rami, and he's going to be very impressive.
Chris Aceto working with him, that's the conditioning is going to be there when he's on stage, so
look bigger because of it.
Of course. Well, Jose, I'm going to let you get back to work, and good luck with the guest posing this weekend. We will see you in Las Vegas on Thursday at the Meet the Olympians, and I hope you go. Look, no one's a bigger fan of yours than me, so I hope you go home with that Olympia title. If I had good shoulders, I would raise you up over my head, and we'd carry you around like you just got bar mitzvahed.
Buddy, thank you. Listen, Dave, before I go, I want to congratulate you and thank you for all you do, man. These videos, these interviews, these shows, this live stuff is breaking. It's completely different. Nobody's doing it. You have zero competition, so I just wanted to mention that. And keep up the good work, Johnny. Keep doing your thing, and Sadiq, you guys are awesome.
Thank you so much, Jose Raymond, and we'll see him at the Olympia in less than a week. All right, that's going to take us to the end of another episode of Live with RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia, brought to you by SciTech Nutrition. Visit SciTechNutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you tomorrow.